Tyler Perry saved Harry and Meghan when the palace wouldn't, but now he's holding the receipts that could torch their entire fairy tale escape. A $260 million lawsuit lit the fuse, Meghan's silent purge fanned the flames, and one explosive NDA clause just gave Perry the green light to talk. January 2020, paparazzi camped outside Windsor, headlines screaming Megxit, and two royals suddenly without a royal address. Out of nowhere, Tyler Perry's Beverly Hills gate slid open. Inside waited an 18-bedroom fortress, ex-Secret Service bodyguards, and a Gulfstream on standby, no questions asked. Harry called Tyler family, and Meghan doubled down, crowning him godfather to baby Lilibet. For a few sun-soaked months, the Sussexes lived behind those iron gates like royalty without the royals, sipping green juice instead of court tea, plotting a brand new life under California skies. Then the clouds rolled in. The 4th of April, 2024. Actor Derek Dixon slaps Perry with a $260 million civil suit, branding him a career crusher and dropping a trove of leaked emails that paint Hollywood's beloved builder as a backstage tyrant. Overnight, the man who handed Harry and Meghan safe harbor becomes toxic tabloid gold. Networks replay the same question on loop. Will the Sussexes defend their billionaire benefactor or ditch him to save their own skin? Their response is a digital dead air so loud it shakes PR offices from London to LA, and that silence is where this story really starts to burn. One by one, Tyler Perry vanished from Meghan's glossy timeline. Sunrise selfies once tagged grateful for family lost their Godfather cameo. That heart-melting christening reel disappeared outright. Royal watchers grabbed screenshots, stitched timelines, and hashtag Where's Uncle Tyler rocketed up the trends. The faster Meghan deleted, the louder the internet shouted. Sponsors who'd banked on her chosen family narrative started dialing PR hotlines, worried they'd just bought into a vanishing story. Behind closed doors, advisors urged a statement. Meghan chose silence, letting the purge speak for itself. But the pixels she erased weren't just sentimental, they were contractual breadcrumbs tied to every NDA Perry's staff had drafted, and scrubbing him from the record yanked a legal pin already itching to detonate. Buried on page 9 of Tyler Perry's standard guest agreement sits Clause 12B, one of those sleepy paragraphs most house guests skim while reaching for the champagne truffles. It starts with the usual jargon about non-disclosure, then drops the sting. If either party publicly disowns, disparages, or otherwise distances themselves from the other, this agreement's confidentiality obligations are null and void in favor of the aggrieved party. Translation? If you ghost Perry in public, he's legally free to spill every secret you ever whispered in his hallway. He drafted that line after a former guest leaked dinner gossip to TMZ, paying Wilcox and Farnham, Beverly Hills, nearly $400,000 to weld every comma shut. So when Meghan's social team blitz-deleted christening reels and swapped present-tense captions, Tyler is godfather. For the past tense, Tyler was a friend. Perry's legal radar pinged like a NORAD alert. Within an hour, his counsel served a laser-worded reservation of rights letter, essentially planting a flag that Clause 12B had been tripped. All at once, those late-night WhatsApps, breathless Zoom brainstorms labeled Escape Plan C, even the monogram nursery wing guestbook became fair game. One Hollywood attorney put it bluntly on CNBC, if Tyler wants, he can read their group chat history on primetime, and there isn't a judge in LA who can gag him. Deals materialized overnight. 3 streamers dangled mid-8-figure exclusives plus global rights. A prestige podcast network offered ad rev backend, a 6-city live tour, and a hardcover transcript release. A London tabloid pitched Megxit Unmuted as a rolling, real-time receipt dump with push alert teasers every hour on the hour. Even Apple News tried for a short-form audio series. Palate's courtiers, reading the clause over breakfast, marveled that the duchess who fought tooth and nail for privacy may have scripted her own undoing. Hollywood understands leverage. Perry just uncovered a platinum credit line with no spending cap. Next stop, a bidding war savage enough to make Wall Street blush, and Montecito can already feel the ground rumbling. As soon as lawyers whispered NDA breach, Hollywood pounced. 3 streamers dangled 7-figure exclusives. A major network quietly booked studio space just in case. One exec bragged the ratings would make the Oprah interview look like local news. Across the Atlantic, palace aides refreshed Twitter with thinly veiled delight, each Sussex misstep nudging public sympathy back toward the crown. Tabloids splashed side-by-side shots. Perry's mansion on one page, Windsor's stone arches on the other, daring viewers to pick a side. Charles maintained regal silence. Courtiers nicknamed the spectacle Megxit 2, the director's cut. Even rival producers fueled the frenzy, leaking that Perry's sit-down could drop before Harry's next memoir draft. But while television deals ballooned, Meghan's perfectly curated brand began to buckle under its own pastel weight. The first tremor hit Meghan's inbox at 7:42 a.m. A Luxe skincare partner temporarily postponed its spring launch shoot. By lunchtime, a couture house froze a lookbook built around Meghan's bespoke white blazer, quietly purging her name from internal decks. Social listening dashboards tracked a 27% dip in positive sentiment, then 31, then 41, mirrored by a meme tsunami under every pastel Instagram square. Influencer tracking firm Crowdpulse measured a five-fold spike in the phrase, "Where's Tyler?" flooding comments faster than moderators could hide them. Inside Montecito, the response went DEFCON 2. Aides scheduled a marathon Slack titled Recenter the Narrative, churning out a 3-day content blitz, avocado toast tutorials, garden tea reels, mindful breathing snippets, even a sunset gratitude carousel captioned, "Choose light." Viewers weren't buying, sponsors smelled deflection. The algorithm, ruthless as tide, kept drifting back to that one missing godfather. Worse, analysts mapped what they now label a loyalty evaporation cycle. Jessica Mulroney, once Meghan's ride-or-die stylist, fades the moment her own PR storm hits. Serena Williams' shoutouts dwindle after Wimbledon injuries refocus headlines. Oprah's name pops less and less once the Netflix doc dust settles. Now Tyler Perry, their literal shelter in a legal storm, is being memory-holed in real time. PR veterans warn that empowerment slogans ring hollow when every ally gets ghosted at the first whiff of smoke. Behind closed doors, Spotify's abrupt divorce still stings, RQL donors want reassurance, and Harry paces between bay windows replaying the night Perry offered security when Charles wouldn't. Brand safety trackers flag a growing trust gap threatening upcoming wellness lines. One media buying executive puts it in dollar terms. Each day this drags on, we shave 10% off projected conversion. Every soft focus post now feels like a band-aid on a bullet wound. And the man holding the bullet casing hasn't even opened his mouth. The brand isn't just wobbling, it's hemorrhaging credibility in real time. While Montecito scrambled, Perry's team built a war room. Hard drives labeled Megxit Nights, folders of voice notes marked urgent, even security cam snippets from tear-streaked hallway huddles. Every byte time-stamped, lawyer-reviewed, ready. He's framing the release not as revenge, but reputation insurance. I protected them. Now I protect myself. Legally, it's ironclad. Clause 12B lets him swing first, and that means unfiltered phone calls where Harry vents about palace snubs, late-night strategy sessions plotting the Netflix doc, drafts of sponsorship decks Meghan swore were just hypotheticals. One studio head who peeked at the catalog called it cultural dynamite. Another whispered that Perry holds enough context to flip every sympathetic headline. And each hour he stays silent only hikes the bidding price. If the Sussex brand is wobbling now, imagine the tremor when the world actually hears those midnight confessions. Tyler Perry's private archivist. Yes, he employs one. Calls it the Megxit Cache. 8 encrypted drives mirrored to an off-site Atlanta server, packed with ring cam clips of Harry sprinting through the side gate night 1, screen recordings of frantic zooms where Meghan work, shop the phrase financially independent, drafts of an abandoned Spotify series titled Kingdoms and Castles, voice memos labeled 2 a.m. Panic, UK Press. The crown jewel? A 42-minute voice note time-stamped 2:17 a.m., in which Harry vents about an ice-cold call from William, while Meghan outlines a 3-phase media strategy she insists will keep Tyler protected. Entertainment lawyers who skimmed a transcript call it cultural dynamite, capable of reframing Megxit as meticulously choreographed long before their Instagram resignation. And there's more, scrawled post. It's from baby gift brainstorming sessions. An early pitch deck for a wellness brand Perry quietly underwrote, even Perry's own diary entries noting M feels cornered, media nightmare. One studio head who glimpsed the files joked Perry could finance Medea 15 just off licensing. Yet insiders say money isn't the driver. You don't rewrite family off an Instagram grid. Perry reportedly fumed. Each unread email, each unsent draft, every snapshot from that Beverly Hills nursery is legal tinder. And with Clause 12B unlocked, Perry can drop it all under the banner of protecting reputation. The only variable now is timing, and Hollywood's stopwatch is already ticking. When, if he lights the match, Montecito's PR firewall won't crack. It'll vaporize. The next move belongs to the man who once offered refuge but now holds the fuse. Cue the inevitable question. Will Perry pull the trigger before the Sussex brand finds a way to rebuild, or will a desperate countermove arrive first? Either way, the next chapter promises fireworks bright enough to light both sides of the Atlantic. So here's the standoff. A billionaire guardian with a loaded archive, 2 royals perched on a fragile reinvention, and an NDA clause ticking louder than Big Ben. Sponsors are skittish. palace courtiers are smiling, Hollywood is salivating. Will Tyler Perry keep the files locked? Or light the fuse that blows the Sussex fairy tale to ashes? And if that blast comes, does any brand in crowns or streaming deals survive the fallout? Here's where the lawyers sharpen knives, because once an NDA turns boomerang, every clause becomes a weapon. Meghan's team is digging for loopholes, jurisdiction clashes, prior restraint gambits, anything to muzzle Perry before cameras roll. Harry's advisors float a countersuit strategy, argue invasion of privacy, threaten breach of confidence claims in London courts. But insiders say Clause 12b is airtight. Perry drafted it after earlier House guest leaks, and he paid top-tier attorneys to bulletproof the wording. Even if Sussex Council drags the fight across 2 continents, Discovery could drag out texts, voice notes, and drafts they never want aired. Worse, a public injunction plea risks open court hearings, aka live tweet gold for tabloids. Legal chess can stall a story, but it can't reverse the moves already made. While contracts battle in court, the real judge is us. Sentiment trackers refresh every hour. One viral clip can pivot the whole jury of public opinion. If Perry speaks with empathy, framing himself as the betrayed protector, viewers may crown him the unlikely hero. If Harry and Meghan counter with heartfelt receipts of their own, the narrative could swing back. Brands, producers, even palace aides are braced for whichever way the tide turns, because the first side to claim authenticity usually wins the crowd. The countdown is nearly over. Will the prince and duchess who fled the crown keep their new kingdom, or will the filmmaker they once called family roll the end credits on their carefully crafted legend? And that's a wrap! If today's scoop had you raising an eyebrow or two, tap that like button to let us know. Got a hot take or inside tea? Drop it in the comments so the whole crew can weigh in. Not part of the fam yet? Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because the next twist is always one upload away.